Hello, I'm gonna try this again. I managed to video the first book and that didn't work out so good, or my camera stopped, so I think hopefully I've got enough space to video these three. Next one's in sort of the collections. It's a series of books that just are good for collecting and already have sort of come with a collection in it. And I guess these are sort of a small, medium, and a large one. And I think I'll just go ahead and start. They're different. They're pretty different, and they're sort of individual books, but I had thought about each in terms of taking along and collecting things as you go. This one is actually a download of a cover from Shutterstock and has the front and the spine and the back as part of it as well. And I did put it on one piece of board, so it does have a little bit of a funny edge, which I don't mind, but it's a little rough. So that's something to be aware of. And the other thing is that I I put the waxed thread into the center of each signature to bind the signatures to a piece of board. And then I kind of put the board into the book. And that's how I did this one, even though the other ones are not like that. So that's just with this one. I wasn't sure if I liked it or not. I do like it, but I didn't think about doing that with the other ones. I went back to the sewing in method. And, you know, this one, the pages are just to the edge, maybe tiny little bit further if you were to take everything out. So it's not super neat if you were to take all of the papers out. And of course I couldn't get away from marbled paper, so there's still some of that in here. Love it. And each of these three journals do have marbled paper in the front and the back. So I love that. And it's handmade marbled paper from Dodon's Marbling in Israel. So I do love their marbled paper. There's a lot of different kinds of things. And this is some eco printing I did a while back. And this one is really about just plain cream colors and vintage book pages, lined paper, tracing, copy paper, just the different kinds of ledger, all the different kinds of paper, and the different kinds of creams that you get with tea dyeing and coffee dyeing. And some of these wonderful tags had gotten a little supply from Paper Addiction, so I'm passing those along. A few of these in here. And let's see, an envelope and just various papers. So pretty straightforward. It's a very light book. With the different sewn pockets that can be filled with some other things, leaves and papers and tickets and collections, and some watercolor paper, and then this beautiful marbled paper in the back. And the whole idea is that, you know, you're collecting stuff and it all falls out, and that's kind of the fun of these collection journals. And I've been having a great time making those. So there's that one. I'm just going to take my sweater off because the sun has come out and made it a little warmer in here. And so then the second one is a little bit bigger, and I'm going to get up a little closer, I think. Maybe. This ribbon is really sweet. I don't think it'll last forever because it does kind of show where you've put it, where you've tied it. And so that has signatures and lots of papers tabbed in. And if I have this, so the paper in this one, the bottom certainly can lean nicely, but the sides, the signatures do, if you take everything out, the signatures do stick out on this side a little bit. So and the back is different. So this was, this cover, I think I got it online. Actually, I don't remember, but, or I have to look that up, but it didn't have a back. So I actually really like that it's mismatched, but, and the other one's mismatched as well. So, and again, with the marbled paper, handmade, just gorgeous. And this one is images of women, all different women, and some of these are images that are off the internet, and some of these are photographs. And I sort of love this idea for frames. Obviously, these photographs can come out, and so it's a little bit more of a feminine journal. And again, things that can be taken out and your own collections put in with pockets, some book pages of vintage recipes. Here's another page for your own photo. And I do have just a few papers from the Hopeful Bird. So there's like some cinnamon, this one, cinnamon on there and stuff. Those are really gorgeous. And I had gotten some papers there. This is a photograph. I won't take it off. And then this is like a math paper, which I really like. And used some of that, and then some from a red leaf maple in my garden, and then just a little background there. You can put a photograph, add your own images. It's just sort of a celebration of women. This is beautiful. Hopeful Bird has that's not mine. Love it. And in putting this book together, I had some other ideas, which is why I put these red pages in here. I ended up, was originally going to go towards more color, but then I didn't. But I still like the red with the creams that I ended up wanting to do. And this one's kind of fun. It's an actual photograph, but the back was a little wonky, so I put it on this index card, and I just love the dress and the holding flowers. I don't know. Curious about the relationship there. And then that picture was just charming to me, so I guess one boy gets to be in here. And then just some paper clips for more images. And again, it's sort of the idea that you kind of shove everything in there, tie it up, and kind of take it along. So there's that one. And finally this slightly bigger one, which was really fun. This is sort of an office ledger, and it's chunky and bigger. I don't remember if this is 8 inches or 8.5. And then there's just a lot of stuff in here. And this envelope just has some additional stuff in it. So let's see, and the back is also different. So there's that. And got some really nice book cloth that I used for these two, and enjoyed that. And then the other thing is that I was trying a new technique for the cover, which is just like a beeswax. There's different kinds of waxes, so I got all different kinds and was trying to see what worked best. And I kind of came upon not pure beeswax, but a beeswax with a little bit of, I don't know how to say it, carnauba wax or mineral oil. So a certain kind of consistency, not liquid and not super hard, and then just polishing it. So, and then I did the same, that was the same for this one. Although this one has a different coating. So this is different. Alright, because I think that I was moving towards waxing the covers rather than coating them, so. And then I love this paper. And lots of ledger in here. So this is like office stuff. And ledger, and this had a stamp. So I went to town a little bit with that and different kinds of paper. So lots of ledger in here. And then I had some, these are card stock of like airplane designs, and made little pockets with those. So again, the idea is that this is a collection, you can take it out. And the papers, just the papers without all the stuff sticking out, the papers would like come to, they'd be within the covers. So that's a little better than, that's for sure on this one. So this is all different kinds of ledgers, so I'm going to make sure I'm in the frame here. And some math paper, and I have two different ledger journals, so I've taken paper from those. And then this is a Tim Holtz little pen. I really enjoyed that. This is a letter, I guess, from 1988, but it's pretty cool. It's in German. And I was able to read that, which was really fun. I wasn't sure what the guy's intentions were, but that's kind of interesting. So, so there's a couple of letters in here. And a little bit of map, a little bit, not really travel, but a lot of papers, different ledger, there's different kinds, but they're similar. So I kind of pulled out all my ledger papers and put them in together. And a lot of tea dyed. I haven't really done a lot of coffee dyeing lately, so most of this is tea dyed. And then just a bunch of stuff. And then this is a letter. I'm not going to take that out. And then also different language, German and Spanish word cards. And there's like stuff in here. Not a huge amount. Some dictionary. This will be a main video here. Watercolor, paper, ledger, stamp. And some of these ledgers I folded in half because they're so huge. So lots and lots of ledger. Stamp. Ledger. And this one just is so big. And I some different stuff in there. Envelope. Math for accounting. Probably not the right kind of math, but. And then this is just a card. So that's really interesting. Bureau of Aeronautics, Japanese Army light bomber. And all these things you can take out. I like journals because there's just a bunch of stuff in there. So I got onto these collections, journals, but I also like that you can take everything out and make it your own and put in what you want. So it's pretty stuff, but if you take things out, there's plenty of room to add your own things. And I also like to have similar papers in each signature, so it's kind of, and here's one page from the Hopeful Berry, really beautiful paper, also on Etsy. Pocket, another pocket. Another. I don't know how many pages are on this one. Quite a bit. It's a bit of a chunk, but as you can see. And then this beautiful marbled paper. So those are the 3 journals, and thanks for watching, and happy October.